The wind howls across the frozen plains, erasing every feature beneath relentless snow. In this wilderness, survival is a moment-to-moment struggle. A single mistake can be fatal. Unlike us, the people who thrived here for millennia had no modern gear, only knowledge passed down through generations. Their wisdom was a blueprint for living with winter, not just fighting it. We'll explore how they chose campsites, engineered shelters, and created bedding to insulate from the cold. Their story is one of resilience, intelligence, and a deep understanding of nature's rhythm. The greatest survival tool wasn't gear, it was the knowledge carried within. Today we trust gadgets and gear for survival, but technology can fail. The indigenous people's true gear was their knowledge, a holistic understanding of land, weather and wildlife. Every decision, from camp placement to clothing design, was informed by generations of experience. We'll reveal how they selected winter camps, engineered teepees for warmth and airflow, and designed bedding and clothing that rival modern textiles. Their survival was a complete way of life, not a collection of tricks. Community strength and vigilance protected the vulnerable. Each element was part of an integrated strategy. The most powerful survival tool has always been a well-educated mind. Survival began with choosing the right location, never in the open, but in sheltered river valleys or dense woods. Trees and hills acted as windbreaks, creating a warmer microclimate and preventing deep snowdrifts. Rivers provided water, even in winter, and proximity to firewood and animal grazing areas was essential. Scouts observed animal movements, seeking valleys where bison or deer could graze. Camps were set in clearings for visibility and defense, balancing shelter, resources, and security. The site's layout allowed early detection of predators or threats. Every aspect of camp placement was a calculated decision, using nature as an ally. This foundational knowledge made all other survival strategies possible. The landscape wasn't an enemy. It was a partner in survival. Site selection was the first and most crucial act of wisdom. At the heart of the camp stood the tipai, a marvel of thermal engineering. Its conical shape shed wind, while a small central fire provided steady warmth without wasting fuel. The fire's heat radiated into the ground, turning earth into a gentle thermal battery. Adjustable smoke flaps at the tipai's apex created a chimney effect, keeping air fresh and breathable. This design allowed for safe, continuous use of fire, essential for warmth, cooking and drying clothes. The tipai's fire system was a masterclass in physics, perfected over centuries. It transformed a fragile shelter into a resilient sanctuary. The frozen ground threatened to sap warmth, so families built layered bedding systems. First, a woven mat of willow or reeds created an insulating air gap. On top, thick layers of spruce or fir boughs added softness and trapped more air. The final layer, luxurious buffalo robes, fur side up, for unmatched warmth. This system turned the cold earth into a warm, dry nest, conserving precious energy. Regular maintenance kept bedding lofty and effective all winter. smart use of natural materials made restful sleep and survival possible. Clothing was a portable shelter designed for adaptability and warmth. Layering was key: soft deer hide next to the skin, then more hides topped with fur parkas and mittens. Air trapped between layers provided insulation, while breathable materials managed moisture. Moccasins were lined with grass or fur, and mittens were strung to prevent loss. Hoods with fur ruffs protected faces from frost. Layers could be added or removed to regulate body heat during activity. This dynamic system prevented sweating and chilling, guarding against hypothermia. Every detail reflected a deep understanding of thermodynamics and physiology. Their clothing was a living tool, shaped by necessity and ingenuity. Survival was a collective effort, with special care for children and elders. The most vulnerable were given the warmest spots and thickest bedding. Elders, the keepers of knowledge, guided daily life and taught essential skills. Children learned by watching, listening and helping, ensuring traditions endured. Infants were bundled in insulated cradle boards, always close to their mothers. The community's strength lay in its unity. Everyone had a role, and no one was left behind. This circle of care created resilience and ensured survival through the harshest winters. Teamwork and shared wisdom were the ultimate safety net. Winter camps attracted predators, especially wolves, drawn by the scent of food and fire. Dogs served as the first line of defense, alerting the camp to danger. Human vigilance was constant. Someone was always awake, tending the fire and listening for threats. The camp's layout allowed quick scans of the perimeter. If danger approached, the response was swift and communal, with men ready to defend using weapons and fire. The combination of alert dogs, strategic camp design, and coordinated defense kept the camp safe. Survival depended on readiness and teamwork, night after night. In winter, vigilance was as vital as warmth. The secret to survival wasn't a single trick, but a system where every element supported the others. Trees sheltered the camp, making fire and bedding more effective. Layered clothing enabled work outdoors. This holistic approach contrasts with our gear-focused mindset. The most reliable tool is knowledge, adaptable, weightless and enduring. Their science was learned from nature through observation and tradition. These principles remain relevant. Resilience comes from understanding, not just equipment. What ancient strategy do you find most ingenious? Share your thoughts below. In learning from the past, we prepare for the future, armed with the wisdom that never fails.